This is a model train. And this is a full-size train! And if you put them together, you get something like this. Hey guys, welcome to Iron Horse Park. These are 1/8 scale miniature trains that you can ride here, and these things are super cool. Today, I'm visiting Iron Horse Park, which boasts all kinds of miniature trains and has everything you'd expect to find out on a real railroad. Things like crossings, bridges, tunnels, and a station, all just a little bit smaller. I've been given access behind the scenes in order to get a full look at how this place operates, and I'm getting a chance to speak with the people that actually run and maintain this amazing place. Oh, and of course, riding some miniature trains. All right, here we go. Before the park properly opened, we met up with Ray, who gave us a quick tour and some history on the park before taking us for a train ride. I gotta be honest, I don't know a whole ton about trains, but
I'm sure you'll walk away with one fact retained for 1 second.
Yeah.
And,
Knowledge.
you qualify. You're done. You're educated.
Pleasure to meet you.
And they're videographing ours.
Excellent. Fantastic.
Yes.
All right.
So where do you want to sit?
Where do you want to sit?
We can sit right here. I think this is good. All right, here we go. You definitely gotta be careful with like the leaning. Can feel it. All right, I gotta admit, this is pretty cool. Can you explain to me what exactly is Iron Horse Park?
Well, Iron Horse Park basically started off a group of model engineering people who built small locomotives were basically looking for a place to run the creations, the engines that they built. And so they formed a group called the Calgary Model Engineering Society. And then they started building some temporary track and portable tracks so they could bring it to various places to run. At that time, Airdrie was just starting to get into real growth mode. So they agreed to give us a 20-year lease on that piece of land. And so that's how everything got started.
Right through the tunnel.
We are not an amusement park. We're a hobby that we are sharing with the public on Sundays.
It's just like a real bridge. There you go, there's Train Mountain. Once we hit the halfway point, we made a quick stop to hear a little bit about the park and its theme.
And our theme is essentially a journey from Calgary, Airdrie to Vancouver and back to Calgary. This is the halfway point, and of course I don't have to convince you this is Vancouver. We have a very expensive sign here. It says Vancouver.
Yeah?
Absolutely. And this is actually the Pacific Ocean. The tide went out about 4 years ago and it hasn't come back. Basically the water level used to be right up to the bottom of that trestle over there. The water used to be that high, but the water table has changed and stuff here with the construction, I think, of the next town over. Anyways, we've been here since 1997, so 28 years. And everything you see here has been created and planted by our members. All the hills were sculpted, and every single tree got planted. The weeds, though, they come naturally. We didn't have to plant those. We're just trying to keep them down, especially this year with so much water.
It's an old track, but you can see the difference in the size of the track on our 1/8 scale. This is a CN hand-thrown switch. Yeah, show everybody. And lift up the handle and throw the switch to line the track.
Oh.
Now they do it by computer from an office in downtown Calgary.
Anyways, we really appreciate everybody coming to visit, get a little bit of education about trains and train safety. I won't go into that now, but that's kind of what we're all about.
Amazing.
And we'll head back to Airdrie.
And back through the tunnel. So how long have you been here?
I've been a member for about 20 years now. I was president for 8 years, the last 8 years and stuff, and I decided somebody else needed to start driving.
Yeah.
There's a little pathway which is unfortunately a bit overgrown, but it goes all the way to a wooden play train which is up on top there, you'll see.
Unfortunately, I think I'm probably a little bit too old to hang around on the play train, but I have to admit the view from up here is pretty nice. You can see basically the whole park. You can see down below they're giving the same kind of briefing that we had this morning, so that's pretty cool. I think they're heading out, so let's quickly run back before we get stuck at the crossing. Well, unfortunately we got stuck at the crossing. Thankfully, the train wasn't very long. All right, well, Ray has been very generous and given us these amazing volunteer badges. Do you have yours on too? There you go. So we're VIPs for the day. We'll have full access to the park. See, we're at the rail crossing here. Just make sure no trains are coming, and we're good to go. Now Ray's gonna be busy setting up and running the train station for the day, so we're gonna go meet back up with him a little bit later. But right now, I'm off to explore the park. And the first thing that I wanna go and find is the train houses. I believe this is it. Wow, check these out. You can see just the amazing assortment of engines that they have in here. Not Thomas for copyright reasons. This is his brother, Tomas, the tank engine. Now, because these trains only operate during the summer, you need to store them somewhere during the winter, which is what these warehouses are for. And it's quite empty in here right now, probably because they've pulled the trains out for the day. And if you're wondering how they move them into the garage, they're backed onto this special rail and slid down to their respective slot. Look at the detail on these things. There's chairs in them. There's literally a kitchen in this one. Look at this up here on the shelf. They've got the Polar Express.
Hey you, yeah, you. Do you know what kind of train this is?
That's pretty neat. Okay, now these are pretty cool, but we're gonna head back over by the train station. We're gonna head over to the steaming base because I believe they're getting ready to set up one of the steam trains for the day. So let's go check that out. And just in case you were curious as to how the trains are transported around when they're not at the park, that's where this hydraulic lift comes in. Hope you don't mind me just watching you.
Not at all.
So you gotta fill it up with water.
You fill the boiler up with water
Water.
until you get about a half a sight left.
Okay.
Fill the tender up with water for the reserve water for the boiler as you're running.
And this water here is rainwater that's been collected from the roof.
Oh, okay.
And it's also got a filter there, so we filter out all this stuff.
Okay, so now that we've got water in the boiler of the locomotive, we open up the propane tanks.
And how long will these propane tanks last?
Hopefully all day,
Hopefully all day.
Yeah. Depending on the number of turns or trips we make. We started off on a low flame and gradually heat it up. We don't just throw full flame on it because then it would possibly, you could get some thermal cracking in it.
Now, while we wait for the engine to heat up, I went to go check out some of the other smaller trains that they had running.
And this is the propaganda that I showed to people, so I could show people what other folks are doing with their trains in their backyards.
Neat.
And all the little kids, I tell them, you'll notice in all of these photographs, there's no lawn to mow. Very important feature. This is me in 1952 with my first train set.
There you go. We've upgraded a little bit since then.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Now, because today is the annual food bank run, rather than buying a ticket, you can actually just donate a non-perishable food item and you'll get a free train ticket. So, because we're gonna ride the train all day, I brought a big bag full of food.
Ready to take your bag off. You're gonna take your bag off.
Yeah, probably. Well, fitting with the miniature theme, the bench is also miniature. I mean, you got the normal size bench, but I got the miniature one. We just gotta wait for the next train. And thankfully, we didn't have to wait long.
Thanks for riding with us, folks, please exit through the station.
1605, clear to depart Airdrie, highball Vancouver. All aboard! So are you flying right now?
I was earlier.
Is it not flying now?
No, it's not.
It's not following us?
No.
Oh, good.
No,
So
no,
I can
no.
misbehave. Good.
Yes, you can.
All right.
Got to admit, the seats up here are far more comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're in the premium. You're in first class right there.
This thing goes pretty fast, hey?
It can, yeah. We try to keep it down below 8 kilometers an hour. 8 kilometers an hour. It can go faster than this, but I look at it this way. It's not a roller coaster. It's a train.
Yeah. You've been doing this a long time?
I've been in the club here for 10 years.
Okay.
In the railway, I served 35 years in CPR, so I've been in the rail industry the better part of my adult life.
I'm very familiar with it then.
Very, yeah. 1605, approaching slow order, Vancouver.
Trains everywhere.
This has been sort of a passion of mine since I was maybe 20 years old, but always too far away, either financially or what would you say, responsibility-wise, raising a family, making a living. I didn't have time for all of this, or the money. Now that I'm basically semi-retired, I get as much of this as I possibly can.
That's pretty cool. Makes you smile. Do you happen to know how long the full length of the track is?
I believe we got 2 kilometers.
2 kilometers?
Yeah.
Pretty good size.
Yeah, I think that's what we're up to now. Pretty much maxed out of being able to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
The only thing we can do now is maybe add a siding here or there to allow for more trains to run at the same time. We were to start at Airdrie, go all the way through, stop at Vancouver, and come back. It's roughly a 15-minute trip. Trains don't go all that fast all the time anyway. You know, we're not bullet trains.
No.
There, I brought you back in one piece.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
You too.
Appreciate it.
Take care.
Yeah, so this is our workshop. Right now we've got this big locomotive here, which is not always there. We try to keep the shop neat, but it sort of falls apart every so often. We have to clean up again. But I mean, all of these things are essentially built from scratch, from chunks of metal that have to be machined and all of that. We have a number of members who know how to operate this, and we have a lathe as well. Those are 2 key pieces of equipment that we need.
Now, I'm also curious, what would one of these things cost to actually buy?
The black one that we're currently steaming up, the going price for that was around somewhere between 40 and 60,000. So.
Wow, that's basically the price of a nice luxury car.
Yeah, I know, definitely. Back here is Daryl, who is permanently assigned as dispatcher, it seems. Daryl also creates all the schedule for our operations. But he has, there's some cameras there that he has visibility of certain parts of the track. But we use radios a lot to communicate the status of the location of the locomotive trains and stuff like that. The thing about Iron Horse Park is that there's so many facets to it. We need all kinds of skills. And thankfully, people show up with those skills and want to help. We have a number of volunteers that just come in at odd times or whatever to help out. Or for whatever reason, they have not joined. Probably they're waiting and they might join a little later. But there's probably a core of between 15 to 25 people who sort of do all the heavy lifting, are present here on run days, present here on Wednesdays when they do track work and stuff like that.
Back at the steaming bays, our train was finally heated up enough to head out onto the main track. And once it got up to speed, not only was it the fastest train, but it also sounded really cool too. So, of course, you know I had to go for a ride myself. And not only did this one quickly become my favorite, but I also got to compare it to the real thing. There's your full-size train. Gotta admit, this is pretty fun. This is pretty cool. The whole park seems like an entirely different world, and everything about this place just made me feel like I was a giant riding a full-size train. Though, I assure you, they're just scale models. Are you concerned at all for the future of the park with the lease expiring soon?
We're always concerned because at any moment they can give us a 1 year notice more or less, but they have not done that. I think the city values what we bring in our own little way, contribution. This is really unique in the province of Alberta, and it's also in a center, a significant center, the city of Airdrie. But the land is very valuable land compared to when we first got made use of it. I think the signs are that we should be good for at least a 5-year extension, but never say never. You know, we'll see what happens when we start those discussions.
Okay, well, as the day is kind of winding down here, we gotta put away the, I say we, they're gonna put away the steam train, and it's quite the process to put it all away, so we're going to go see how they do that. So because the engine has been running all day, there's a lot of built up pressure still inside, so the train's gonna be parked on the slider, and then they're gonna open the valves on the side to let out the remaining steam. It's honestly so much work to set this all up and take it all down at the end of the day, which is why they're only ever open on Sundays. But this place is really special, and the people that keep it running do such an amazing job. If you want to visit Iron Horse Park for yourself, or book a private event like a birthday party, I'll have their website linked down in the description so you can check it out for some more information. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to my channel to support me for more videos like this in the future. And I will see you all next time. There was a train that went on this track, right? Yeah. Thought so.